GM, welcome to From A to Z, an Aavegotchi and GMI podcast.
Love that.
Yeah. What's up, Gotchi Bulls, man or Gotchi? What's up, Gerline? Who else is here? Who else? We got Inun Mai. Welcome,
F4?
everybody. Huh? F1?
Is that foreign?
Oh, maybe so. I don't know.
Welcome, y'all.
Welcome.
Hey, friends.
How's it going?
Hey, friends.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. Amazing. What a week.
Awesome to hear.
So good.
Yeah, it's going to be, what a week indeed. We're about to have an awesome Halloween party.
We got decorations. We got a parade.
Yo, yeah, the golden NFT
We got
displays.
art coming out.
The art, the art releasing this week. We got all the NFT displays and stuff from like the weekend, from last week's drop, Thursday. It's like, whew, man. Yeah, it's a lot. It's been crazy. And that's just here in Aavegotchi. That's not even like the rest of crypto.
Yeah. It seems to be going in the right direction. I think so. It's definitely good.
Yeah, I know. Like, what's up with ETH today? It just woke up.
People are liking it. They like the stock.
Isn't it Reddit? Is Reddit doing it?
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
did like the Reddit NFT digital collectibles sold, and then people are like, wait a second, there might be something to this Ethereum you've talked about. Sounds cheap. I'll buy some.
It might be due to the new UK Prime Minister. UK votes in favor of recognizing Bitcoin and crypto as regulated financial instruments. Okay. Beats a ban.
Okay. Yep.
Like that.
Yeah, nobody cares when half of South America does it, but, the UK does it, and everybody's like, wait, hold up. Whoa. There might be something to this. Man, it's funny, actually. It's not wrong, actually. Considering obviously like the imperialism of the UK, but like also I was listening to Balaji on Lex Fridman this week, and man, he was talking about how basically like you can think of like Australia, the US, and some other country as like forks of the UK code. It was like, oh man, you're not wrong.
I like it.
It's like, yeah, they're just forks of the model. Like, democracy is actually just a fork of British imperialism, if you think about it.
Sounds like a quote coming from a pound maxi. Love it. So what do you want to jump into first? We have a ton of stuff to unpack this week.
Did we not already jump way in the deep? I thought we were in it.
We listed how many deep things we can get into, but we got to jump into one.
Oh, all right. Let's jump into one.
Let's skip them off the top. Let's get an easy one here. Who's doing decorations? Who's getting in on this Halloween
That's an easy one?
parcel decoration? I think that's an easy one, right?
I don't know. That one's a hard one for me because, like, here I am. All right, and I know a bunch of people said this the other day at the hangout, but like, I'm sitting here saying, all right, I'm going to get a golden NFT display. Like, I have to get this. This is happening, and then they drop all these Halloween decorations that I'm like, okay, well, I'm bullish Halloween, so I gotta have Halloween decorations. So basically, I'm like, so I can't have an NFT display. Like, I can't do both. So then I'm kind of in that place where I'm like, all right, do I go? I guess I have to go heavy Halloween decorations, and then I've got to think about decorating a parcel, and I basically have like 48 hours to figure all this out. So
no pressure, though.
Yeah, no pressure. And the decorations will only be on sale through Halloween, and the NFT displays will only be on sale through Wednesday. because that would be the 2 weeks, right? This is the second Wednesday, so that was 2 weeks. Am I wrong about that? Or I guess it would be the Thursday.
Sounds right.
Since it wasn't a crafting Wednesday, it actually came out on Thursday. So then like this Thursday is the first Thursday. That would make next Thursday the second week. So
sounds about right.
So yeah, like I'm up against the wall with like, what do I do here?
I prioritize your Halloween decorations.
I definitely, either way, I want to own the Halloween decorations more than I want to own the golden NFT display. Although I'm not sure how smart of a play that is, like thinking about it. But that's kind of how my gut tells me. But I don't think that I'm going to win the parcel decoration contest. So it's really just like, I'm not doing it because I think I'm going to like win the contest. I'm doing it because I want these damn decorations.
That's my idea. I'm going to put a couple in my haunted forest and submit it as an entry. We'll see what happens.
Now, see, what I could do is go ham, try to win the parcel thing. Maybe I do well at the Pampkins, and then I can't afford my golden NFT display. I don't know if I'm going to do that good. But I've still got a
There's
week
always
on golden
regular
NFT displays, so I can just think about
That's true.
Other ways to acquire NFT displays. I don't know.
They might be similar to the golden altars, where it was like up only for a couple of weeks.
That's
and then
true.
Down only forever.
There's going to
so
be
you
a
might be able to scoop one cheaper later.
That's true. Although the golden altars, we were much higher in token price. I don't know how much bottom we got
Very
left
true.
in us. Speaking optimistically. Bit of hopium in there saying, I don't know how much further down can we go. Like,
we can go 100% from here. Oh boy.
Well,
but we won't think about that. We're just going to, keep channeling and petting. Everything's going to be fine. That's right. Up only.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so that's the thing. You're right. There's a longer play where I can probably get an NFT display later and not. Yeah. I'm thinking about it like it's gone forever, but you're right. There's still,
if you only need one,
and the same thing with the decorations. I can get whatever decorations that I really, really, really want, especially if I think they'll help me on a parcel design. But realistically, I'm getting these decorations because it's going up on my land year round. That's it. Like that. If I'm buying Halloween decorations, it is because now every year, if not every time I get ghost that I can just blow on shit, like my land is going to get spookier. People are going to know my land because they're going to be like, have you seen that humble parcel that's nothing but candles? Like there's an altar and candles. I don't even know if you can step on it. Like there's no space. It's like, wow.
Too spooky.
It's just that, yeah, someone set a reasonable or a humble parcel on fire. Just, yeah, I mean, dude, I'm going to like, I was saying in one of our earlier episodes, like, oh, I'm not putting walls up for a long time. I'm about to put candles up. All right. Just surround my parcel with fire. I'll be like, this guy's crazy.
You can't come in. You're going to get cursed. That's practically a wall.
You want
to live with that?
I'm down with
I like it. We're getting some interesting discussion in chat here.
Yeah,
it's worth saying. Worth speaking about, I think. So, Goobs pointed out that the golden altars can't be removed without burning them, but the golden displays can be, and they can be relisted on the bazaar. Gotchiverse was saying that they tried removing the silver ones, and they were getting an error message that it was going to be burned. Goobs clarified it's a bug. You can remove them, and they will not get burned.
Nice.
That is high value.
Yep.
Thank you.
Those golden altars, that actually makes them... That's pretty bullish golden altars, because that means the ones that are placed are there. And the ones that aren't placed are still going to be there when they do get placed. So there's actually... It's almost like opening a portal. Like when you place a golden altar, that's it. Boom. You've opened it. You've placed it. You know what I mean? Whereas with like, see, Goobs is failing me. Whereas with like an NFT display, if you're going to be able to take up a golden NFT display and move it from land to land, it kind of has a lesser scarcity than a golden altar, because those golden altars, you have sticker anxiety with that. When you put that on a piece of land, you've stickered it. Psh, can't sell this, or when I sell it, I've got a price in this altar because it's not going anywhere. But can you still move them normally? Like you can still decorate, like move it around the land normally, right? Like it's not.
Yeah, it sounds like you can remove them too. You can remove it and it'll leave it.
But not.
Oh, you mean the golden altars?
Yeah,
You're talking about the altar.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can move it. You just can't remove it from that parcel. It's tied to that ID.
Sense. You know what? My new stool isn't working because I keep rolling into. It's a little rolling stool, but I keep bumping the mic stand, so I'm gonna switch back to my piano bench.
How did you do that to your cat? What savagery was that? I just bought a new seat cushion, and for days I wasn't allowed to use it. I assumed it was comfortable, but I just let my cat sit there. I got a standing desk.
Yeah, no. Look at her. Oh, there she is. Yep. Joe's very shy. It's probably the first time she's ever been in an episode.
I was just going to ask, do you have 3 cats?
I have 3 cats and 1 dog.
We met Rusty. We know Bob.
That was Joe.
It's a cat, a little girl. Who's that?
That's Alice with the
Alice.
Yep. And Joe is a girl too.
And Joe. Gotcha.
Hey. This guy I'm working with loves Bob. Like he picked me up from the vet a couple weeks back, and yeah, like he loves Bob. He won't shut up about Bob. Every time he picks me up, he's like, "Oh man, like how's Bob doing?"
He's good, man. I'm fine too. Thanks for asking.
He's like telling other people at work today, he's like, oh man, yeah, like you were like saying we got to pick up your dog from the vet, and like I'm picturing you're gonna have one of these little like, I don't know, frou-frou mops or something, and like, man, your dog gets in the car, and I'm like, I like this dog. I'd let you in the car, the dog in the car before you.
That's awesome.
Yep, he's a good dog. Yeah, so I don't know. So is anybody here decorating parcels? I think I'm gonna try. I've been thinking about it. I'm definitely, especially now that gas is starting to like look better, like Jesus, man. The Zen
still spiking a little bit. It's been rough.
Yeah, it has been a bit unpredictable, but I've definitely seen it back around normal levels. But I mean, I wouldn't say normal. It's still not getting really back down to like 30 to 50 range. It's, you know what I mean? Like, but it's definitely sitting around the 90 to 100 range more than it was when it was just like, hey, I'm going to be 300 to 800 all day. It's like, what the hell is going on here? But I guess that token is going to die. Okay, so I haven't done any research on it, honestly. But what confuses me with that whole thing is it's going on Polygon and on Ethereum. Like, how is the same token congesting 2 networks? What is the tie here? Do you know?
Must be a multi-network token. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like, I guess they just, yeah.
Who would run on mainnet if you can run it on a network like Polygon with cheap gas? Why would you run a bot like that or a farming app like that on mainnet?
Yeah, Coder Dan was kind of implying that it might actually be an attack, that it's not just like a shit token. Because I mean, even when Sunflower Farms was going on, like on that community call, I had pointed out a tweet thread that had accused Sunflower Farms of being a DDoS attack on the Polygon network. And yeah. Coder Dan gave it a "this to be honest" emoji or something like that. Like he like gave it that thing where he was like, maybe. So yeah. And then like
even if it wasn't an intentional attack, it certainly behaved like one. Like they should have known that. Do you understand the ecosystem in which you're operating or nah? Not.
But yeah, or was an attack. Then like the Zen token, he was much more outspoken to be like, yeah, this is like, I don't know what the hell they're doing, but it's worse than Sunflower.
Thanks.
To say specifically where.
Do you know of anybody? Do you know of anybody doing it, participating in it? Is anyone that you know earning anything by doing so, or is this just
part? Like, do you know anybody
running over here?
I can't name one person who's mentioned Zen without the word "fuck that" behind it. Like,
kind of, yeah. It's always been mentioned in like, oh, this shit again. You know,
I don't know one person who's like, fucking yeah, like, I just retired on Zen. But Pumpkinware, I know, man. This tweet. Yo, there's so much alpha in this tweet right here. Like, what the hell? Like, for one, I mean, unless it's just like, what is this fancy altar? Is that a level 9? Like, what is and I guess the prices are just plugged in just because. But like, we got a lodge here. You know what I mean?
Lodge is the one. That's the one that I'm looking at. Yeah.
You know, like, I know I'm just supposed to be looking at this sweet UI, which is awesome, but like, how can I not look at this at this lodge and be like, is that alpha?
That's the alpha. That's the alpha I'm looking at. That's for sure. Because this Lee altar here, that looks like just the regular LE golden altar. And the alchemical altar is a different design, but I'm wondering if this is from their like testnet. This is all,
or is that a level 9 or
alternate?
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Alternate universe stuff. Because that's not what the level 9 altar looks like.
Okay, yeah, probably. They got their own little private, Gotchiverses we can't see.
Every single one of these is the same price too. All of these.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. Because at first,
so I think this is more UI.
Yeah.
They're teasing the lodge icon though. $24,000 FOMO. What is that?
What am I looking at here? Oh, what is that? Wow, that's an Easter egg right there. It looks like an octopus or a liquidator. I don't know what I'm looking at. There is something there, unless that's just to mess with us. But that would normally be like right under your like where you check your transactions, like your wallet. Hold on. I'm jumping in the Gotchiverse now. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I'm gonna definitely decorate some parcels. I don't know. I'm excited to see what this game is gonna look like, though. What is smashing these pumpkins gonna be about? What's going on?
There's another one under the logo, the icon of the Gotchi playing.
Under the logo in the. One of my neighbors has an NFT display. I guess I'll share my screen.
Oops.
He's just trying to get us bucked up as if we're not already like super bullish. Like, y'all don't even know, man. We just spent like an hour, and when we should have been planning this show and making it more interesting, we were just on a call with Mycelium and Hefe being bullish GMI, planning out all kinds of shit.
Very bullish GMI. Right.
We have just been planning.
Good.
Yeah.
Gotchi curve emoji. Need that.
People are like, man, why do they have no show planned? Because we are planning the rest of the year for GMI. We were actually talking our 5-year plan. Like we totally. It's going yeah. Speaking of which, getting back into everything. So yeah, here I am at my neighbor's parcel for one. But yeah, I mean, for this weekend, we got the pumpkins, but there's a party leading into the pumpkins. We're going to open up with the parcel of Parade of Parcels.
Yes, this is what I wanted to pivot to. Yes.
Parade of Parcels, y'all. this is something I wanted to do anyway before I even knew they would throw in a Halloween party. And so this is going to be an ever expanding thing. We did it last weekend, soft launch last weekend. We had a bunch of people. Goobs jumped in, did an awesome job planning out your parcels, bro. Like that was how we want to see it. That was beautiful.
Yep.
We're going to do a shorter one this week because we're going to be leading basically into the party. The second half of, from what I understand, as we discussed it, the second half of the hangout is going to be the pumpkin party. So the first half is going to be us doing our like parade of parcels, where we're going to, we usually start with John Gotchi, but we're going to talk to him and see if we can switch it up and start at GMI. And then we're going to basically try to build a route that goes from GMI and D12 up the main road to D11. We're going to take that left under, and we're just going to follow what? That's 11, 10, 9. I think maybe it's somewhere, I don't know. At some point, you're going to take a right, and that's going to bring us up to John Gotchi's parcels. We're going to like try to plan a route that stays in the Gotchiverse for the first hour, heading up those routes to District 42, where we're going to be doing the pumpkin party. Can we announce the place yet? I almost dropped where the party's happening, but I don't know if that's public.
Should we? I don't know. Is that public information? Maybe we shouldn't, just in case.
Yeah, let's not say.
Party on Saturday.
There's a party on Saturday. Follow the parade, and you'll end up there. How about that? That's even better. That's even better, Alpha. Just get on the parade route. And although this parade route kind of cuts you out, Goobs, if we're not going through 28, because 28 is the far corner from where we're routing. But
I think that'll be okay for this week. Because one, we're cut short. We only have the first hour, and two, we did a good dry run, and we got a good practice in 28. It's not a deal breaker. We will be back.
Yes. I mean, and that's the thing is, what is it? November? I don't know. Whatever the first hangout of November is, we're going to do a full 2-hour parade. It's going to be a full thing. We have a form out there. Can you drop the form in the chat there?
Way ahead of you.
We have a form. Oh, I see it. Yep. So, 2 weeks from now, especially after this party this week, we're going to have a lot to do in this parade. I think there's going to be a lot of people jump in, and that was part of our big GMI discussion, was how we're going to pull off a parade. I'm from New Orleans, and have a lot of experience in being at parades, but not how to organize one. But it turns out that was enough, and we actually organized a parade using nothing but a tally form and a map of the Gotchiverse, and definitely some help with Goobs doing his first iteration. That definitely inspired us a lot.
Oh yeah. Goobs, if you want to get in on planning this, we could use and would love your help.
Absolutely. I mean, this is GMI. It's a public group. We're a DAO. We're a guild. We're whatever. We're a collaborative. And I'm glad Slaps is here too, because part of the plan was, once we go through, I'm hoping that District 4 will be on our way through the neighborhood, because we're heading that direction. So yeah, this guy's got a NFT display, but nothing in it. I like his farm setup though. This is something I would do. I like it. Like, very, very cool. It's very balanced. This is definitely something I would do. Good farm setup. You'd see, if I do a Halloween decoration, it will probably be this one. Although that's not true. I have a blank parcel, it's got an altar on it. So I have some blank parcels that I could really just like go ham with mosaics. But part of it is the it is the use of the Halloween decorations, and I feel like a more decorated parcel might do better, especially on a reasonable. And I might want to use, hey, I got a guest here. Is that Slaps? Yeah, I would definitely want to use my campfire. Like if I'm doing a Halloween thing, campfire, maybe the globe.
Campfire is
man.
definitely appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm super bullish on these decorations, man. They are so cool, and I'm just like, I wish like I could get them all, but I don't know what I'm gonna do. I want a candle. I think that's the one I'm most bullish on, is the candle.
I know. I don't think I'm going to get any, but I think I like that one the most.
I was going to find that tweet, but I want to dig around on screen. But yeah, loving the candle. I mean, the Skelinator is honestly so awesome, but obviously, like, I think I priced it out in USD, and I was like, dude, I could buy a 9-foot skeleton to put in front of my house for this price. Jesus Christ. I was like, oh man, this is so high. But then I was like, but if I buy one in the Gotchiverse, somebody can't steal it. You can't run
also true.
You can't steal it off my lawn in the Gotchiverse. So there you go. Things to consider when buying overpriced Halloween decorations.
I'm looking into the costing right now, the US dollar equivalent for these things. Looks like the Pumpkin Trio is like $5. The Rafflekin's like $5-6. The Scary Crow, or how you're supposed to say that, Scary Crow? Anyway, that one's like $9. Candle is 16. Sus Butterfly is 80. And the Skeledator is like 350.
Right. I'm pretty sure.
So that's a flex.
I can get one of those 9-foot, giant skeletons that they make. I think that's probably about the same. But I mean, this thing is so badass, and I'm like, and then like the Sus Butterfly. I mean, I love that. I think I'm gonna end up probably at least getting. I want 4 candles though, and it just, you know what I mean, like.
Right.
I want 4 candles, then I want at least one of everything else. And I don't know if
they engineered a very brilliant, like $200 to $300 per player poll on this drop. They really want us to pay for stuff right now, and they're making it hard to choose.
Well,
it's too easy to like cool shit right now.
If they really wanted me to buy 4 Skelinators, then they should have had Wirt implemented already.
That's how you do it. You go straight for the bankruptcy.
Just liquidate me, Craft. Just liquidate me. I'll just, between you and American Express, I can be totally screwed. All right, dude. Right. Got you bulls. See you later.
Thanks for coming, man.
Oh, man.
How did this get? Is this because it's a summoning work fake? Now it's an emoji? How did that Chubby Gotchi fam get turned into an emoji? It's an official Aavegotchi Discord server emoji.
What?
Oh, I love these.
Nice.
I think that's Zbot doing that. What a cool idea.
Hell yeah. All right.
Afraid of parcels. Talked about it.
That's another thing too. Do we know? And I guess it'll be hard to gather this information, but I guess we'll find out on our route how many of our route people are decorating. Like how many of our parcel owners, our parade poppers. I mean, I haven't had a look at the form yet. How are we doing with that? Like how many? You said we have.
Just close to.
I mean, you said one person is throwing in 43 parcels.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not going to be hitting.
I have all 35 of mine in there.
Oh wow! So I mean, geez, right. Y'all, we're going to be popping. This is what it's about, though. That's why I joked.
We won't hit every parcel.
No, not this week, especially. But I guess not ever. That's why I was saying.
Not ever. We're going to have to go for parcels of interest and clusters.
Dude, this is exactly what I said last weekend. We are front running guild channeling because what I'm actually kind of, I didn't think about it till after I had come up with the idea, but what I really think is going to happen here is we're going to start up this giant party and it's going to be too big and people can't be included and you're so far off the route that people are going to start throwing their own parties. And that's actually super bullish.
Sure is.
You know what I mean? And really like I brought this up in the GMI call that I think we need to step up our game with observers. And I think this week right here is the week to do it because we're starting off our parade officially and we're going to have this pumpkin party. And I think that if there's going to be a time to bring observers into the Gotchiverse and make them jealous that they don't own or rent gotchis every Saturday, it's this Saturday. You know what I mean? Like
if we can make that next step to make even the observers jealous that they can't see, we want people who can't even or aren't in the ecosystem already to see what you can build in the ecosystem. We want to jump not only to the rest of Gotchi Gang and get them building, it's to jump from Gotchi Gang to non-Gotchi Gang and get them Gotchi Gang.
Right.
That's the idea. And
this is it. We got to pull this upswing because I know you saw the tweets from, what is it, the Reading Ape? Is that what it is? Let me pull that up. Yeah, I mean, we got some follow-up conversation about our GMI Friends podcast with The Click, which was, I mean, if you haven't listened to that yet, go listen to it because that was an awesome podcast. But the Reading Ape did a follow-up that was just like a little like short bio about GMI and me, Mycelium, and No Futuristic. And like, just to see like the point I was making about the parcels and the observers is that like GMI has people paying attention to GMI because of what we do for Aavegotchi and the Gotchiverse and our, that's not the right one. I just sent you my timeline. Yeah, like because of what we're doing as a guild and as community evangelists or whatever, as they described us in the podcast, like I think that observers can now, like people can see that from GMI, from what we do in a Discord server, what we do with our podcasts and our events and how we do things just there, not even in Gotchiverse fully. And you can see it on YouTube, how we've pulled together 2 6 to 8 hour parties, where people are like dedicated and participating. And now we can do that in the Gotchiverse. And we're doing it this Saturday. So this is the time where it's like, hey, if you're bullish GMI, then you're going to be bullish Aavegotchi because like the party is.
That's what we're hyping. Yeah.
And the parade is part of that. Like it just took it to this next level with me where I was like, hey, we do the Saturday hangout every week. And we've organized, John Gotchi has said, hey, let's get together at my parcel. We've done that for a month now, maybe more, where we go to John Gotchi's parcel every Saturday morning. We've been ending at GMI. And then, so it's like, well, why don't we like
connect the dots?
Connect the
next
dots.
Logical step.
We've got a whole 2 hours to fill. And, the funny thing is, I live in New Orleans. I've been here my whole life, and I'm not a big Mardi Gras person. But like walking parades and like pub crawls and like those kinds of like people parties, like it's kind of, I don't know, it's different for me. I don't like the like standing on a parade route thing. That's like, lame. Gets old. I like traveling. I got to move. So this is going to be just like,
we're going to get you moving.
Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna, and I mean, yeah. So that's what it is. We get everybody together. And it's also because I've observed it where like after John Gotchi's second parcel, everybody just disperses and like that's it. I don't see anybody.
Everybody's got parcels to channel.
And like you and I have linked up and like tried to hit our parcels together. And that was even kind of hard because it's like, how do we get here? And like, I don't have land over there. And like, you're waiting for me to like walk for 5 minutes to catch up to you. I'm like,
and then I'm getting distracted for like an hour at a time.
It all came and clicked in my mind. It was like, wait a second. Like we could be doing this in the Gotchiverse as GMI, as whatever as our guilds. This is what guild channeling is about, right? Like, why don't we all channel together? We all own land. We all own reservoirs that need emptying. If we're all like playing this meta game of like emptying our reservoirs and harvesting and channeling together, this is what it's all about. So like, yeah, this is how we GMI, you know? We need to get Pixelcraft to give a spillage tab. Yo.
Interesting.
They've kind of done that for us. We've had bonus spillover at our events that we've thrown. When they knew we were throwing like big parties, they didn't tell us it was going to happen, but maybe there is a way to kind of like, put a more formal like process to this, to be like, hey, we're going to throw parties. Like,
if they're going to give us the ability to drop tokens, it'll be part of the UI.
Or, I mean, it would really be as easy as them just doing it for us, like setting a schedule that's like, there's going to be X amount of spillover happening at this GMI event for 2 hours, whatever. Like random. And it doesn't even need to be like, it could be a random thing. It could be like there's going to be a drop, every 15 minutes or something like that, or whatever. Yeah, I get what y'all are saying. Sorry, I got distracted by the text and I lost, but I can't complete either thought now. Brain fried. I'm
listening and then typing and running too.
Brain just gave out.
Yep.
No longer bullish brain. Oh man. So yeah. It would be kind of cool to see that as like Pixelcraft being more integrated with GMI events. I guess the other thing that tripped me up was I had the third thought that like naturally if we start doing that, then like other guilds are going to start doing that. And then that opens up this whole conversation about like spillover and, I think it's very different. It'll just open a can of worms is kind of where I see it going. Unfortunately, I hate to say that, but like, and that's kind of why taking this parade of parcels into our own hands, this is completely kind of permissionless. Yeah, I'm glad you say that. Goops makes a good point that it's harder for guilds because guilds kind of have they're gaming guilds and they're more focused on scholars and things like that. And we are a guild of guilds. I didn't describe it in that way. We described it more as like, we are not a guild. We are more like, from the beginning, when I first joined GMI and we talked about guilds, like what we are, like I've described us as the neutral party. We're the people where, you need to settle a dispute between guilds. You come to GMI. We are not guild partisan.
Right. If you're looking for talent, if you're looking for a place to plug your project, if you're looking for any sort of networking or coordination, GMI is that like culture hub.
Right. Yeah, I mean, exactly that. We're here to help artists, and now we're here to help developers, and I'm really glad developers have approached us because we only thought about it as artists and content creators and ambassadors. And now we've opened to be like, no, we include devs and musicians, and like you
got skills. We probably know people who would like to use them. Let's connect the dots.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna get bigger and bigger just with like it's going to get bigger with like the amount of people that feel comfortable coming to GMI and asking us for help with getting eyes on their project. And I mean, that's the biggest thing we offer is exposure. Like, hey, we're going to like help you. And I mean, that's not to say it's not cheap exposure because it's literally, we're doing the work to get the eyes and ears on your project out of our own, labor. We're not like doing anything special other than like being advocates because that's what we do. But that's important because to me, what I'm learning in any creative field, the biggest thing you need is advocates. You need people who will get out there and speak loudly for you, because the more people that speak loudly for you, the more chances you get for funding, the more like other people will back you with the money they have because they see there's people behind you.
There's an established pattern of success that, hey, this is safe to jump on this train. Like, let's do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what GMI is all about, is like, we all have things we want to do, and we all have friends that want to do things. So why don't we all like help each other and do all those things together? And then everybody is doing better because of it. And GMI just kind of gives.
Imagine if life was that way. We're doing our part to try to change,
right.
the entire. No pressure though. We'll start with one weekend hangout at a time, and we'll work up from there.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm doing my music business hours, which I'm still going to be doing tonight.
Yes.
At 9 p.m. Eastern time. So still doing that. I have a little bit more organization for this week. But yeah, I mean, that's partially why I'm doing that, especially why I'm doing it here at GMI, because like, yeah, I could go like try to do this on my own, but like, why? Like, there's GMI musicians here, and the more people that get into GMI, like, the better off it is for GMI, the better off it is for all of us to have a hub,
Indeed. Man, after that call, I'm just really excited.
A whole zombie community on my own. Like, I don't need to be managing multiple communities. I'm happy here.
Right? Same. It's hard for me to split between here and Bankless, but I have a lot more fun on this side.
I mean, totally.
I have fun in Bankless, but
I think I said that last week.
Y'all are my friends.
At a meeting, I said, like, Bankless is a bit stiff. You were there.
Yeah. Feels like
I didn't even pull that punch. I was just like, we're stiff here. Like, I mean, realistically,
it is fun and rewarding in its own way. I do enjoy it.
I've wanted to do this music stuff and music business stuff for a long time, and I never found like a real good niche within Bankless DAO to address those issues. It seems like in a lot of ways, NFTs are like NFT projects specifically for being NFT things are not really, except for like maybe Perchy and Chippy, but like for the most part, NFTs are not really like that accepted in Bankless DAO. It seems like they're more like they're part of other projects. Like if you're doing a project, well, my project, like Fight Club, for instance, like we got an NFT, but the NFT is really for the project, not for the NFT, if that makes sense.
It's more of a token for gating and collaboration and organizational purposes rather than a collection of an.
Exactly. There's nothing about collecting this NFT that's like in itself, part of I guess also it's part that Bankless NFTs are typically not creative in nature. They're typically part of, like you said, they're part of
some sort of a utility structure.
Or utility structure. Yeah, exactly. Although I would say like with Good Morning News, for instance, that's a really cool use for an NFT. And really, I think it's really low priced. I think it might be 11 Matic, maybe less than that. But it's like a refreshing news NFT that every day there's a different front page.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so that's a really cool creative use of an NFT. But but here at GMI, all of our NFT contracts have been about the art and about the community, and it's like we're really focused on that. So that made it comfortable for me to say, well, this is the place where music business would make the most sense. Like it will be more effective for people here, even if you're not a musician, because a lot of the things that I'm talking about are about intellectual property and copyright and some of the legal aspects of these things as far as I know it and as far as it applies to the US, because obviously that's my biggest experience and reading. Also not legal or financial advice, just me giving my experiences, because goddamn is it hard to like navigate this information.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So yeah, I mean, be doing that in a little while, 9 p.m. Eastern. What else we got for tonight?
Goobs, yes. We are planning to apply or have applied or already in the process of applying to allow list anything that GMI has minted. Because we minted it with our own contract, it is allow listable. Every individual piece should have its own collection ID rather than like using the OpenSea store or whatever. So I think we can get that done. I don't know if they're already doing it we've already started. I don't think we have. I intended to and just couldn't get to it, but that is on our radar for sure. Because I've got plenty of those up to display.
Right? There's just a form for it. So
Is there?
I think so.
That would save me some time.
I think the first part would be getting in touch with the individual artists and seeing what they want to do. But I'm sure most people are going to want to get their thing whitelisted. Do we need to do this as an organization, or do you think we can just tell people individually, like, hey, you can do this since you minted with us, you know?
Yeah, I think we should reach out to the artists and just say, hey, we have this.
Right, but I'm saying, should it be them that does it or us? Should we do it as GMI, or should each individual artist just handle their pieces? Because the reason I bring it up is because some artists have multiple pieces.
Right.
So I don't think we're advocating to get every piece up. I think it's more like, what pieces do you need to get into the Gotchiverse?
I would like to allow list everything that we possibly can on our on the Artist Summit roster, the auction list, for example. I think we should by default plan to allow list all of them and reach out to the artists to see if they do not want us to allow list them.
Maybe we need to talk to Hefe and Jesse or Coder Dan about this too, to find out what is easier, because maybe it is easier for GMI to give a batch sheet that's like, hey, these are the GMI minted NFTs that we would like to get, as opposed to filling out 100 forms.
That's what I'm thinking.
Then you're looking at, like, I just thought about it because I was, like, I've got my Rego pieces. I've got the cute butterfly, cute sus. Yeah, I've got the cute sus that I'm gonna need minted. And then I've got my Kanakek. Oh, can we do Kanakek? I don't see why not.
Oh, yikes, Goobs. Well, I'm glad it's landed with someone responsible.
Okay, well, Goobs is the guy, so send me a batch of stuff. All right, so that's easy. So then we need to contact all of our Artist Summit artists, basically, and then we only have a few other than that would stand out from that. Then, yeah, because we've got, I mean, like One Hit Wonder, for instance. I'd love to get One Hit Wonder in there. That was the first GMI
Absolutely.
NFT. So
it's my first music NFT, and the second one, the No Kinship, that was my second one, and I dig that one. So that'll be up to No Future, I think, to get those allow listed, because I believe those were his.
Well, One Hit Wonder's GMI, so we could throw it in the batch for that. But the other ones are OpenSea, I believe. So the other, and now I don't know that we have like full permissions on this. I think Hefe said we do, but we would have to get full clarity. I don't want to like totally put everybody on the line for this. But I was told that I overheard a couple of times it mentioned that we could do a GMI exchange where basically you can burn your OpenSea NFT for a GMI version.
I love that. We can just remint it for you on our contract, get you a new fresh ID, you burn your original, we remint.
Right. So but the problem there is, such as with Low Kinship and Alchemical Drip, those two NFTs, for instance, a lot of people have it. So that means everybody individually has to get their NFT burned with GMI. So you know what I mean? So like I have both of those, so I would have to send both of mine to GMI. And then that's the other part too. Are we going to tell everybody to send them to GMI, or are we going to tell everybody to send us proof of burn?
I think they should send them to us, and then we can send them.
We can do a batch burn. Yeah.
Yep, because then it's, the process is the same for everybody. Everything's accounted for. There's no accidental duplicates or whatever.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying, though, is everybody who doesn't exchange their OpenSea for a GMI, there will still be the OpenSea.
True.
We can't get everybody to participate. that's where it becomes a problem with the OpenSea NFT. Like with Roxiano, for instance, I think hers are OpenSea NFTs, but they're also one-on-ones. So it's easy enough to get one person to send one NFT. But when it's a collection, yeah, trying to get, especially like, well, One Hit Wonder is a GMI, so that doesn't matter. But if they have the same numbers, like One Hit Wonder, there was like hundreds of them. Some people bought hundreds of them, I think. So then, like, I would assume Low Kinship and Alchemical Drip are similar in numbers, which...
Low Kinship was an airdrop, and it was airdropped to anyone who owned the Music City Gotchi Gang. It wasn't a GMI NFT. It was... I'm thinking of Low Kinship. Low Kinship was the one that was airdropped, and it was airdropped for holders of the...
Alchemical Drip.
It was... Is that what it was? It was originally a raffle ticket. There were a couple of humble parcels involved. No Future was raffling off some parcels, and then...
Oh, maybe not.
Each of those NFTs was a musical thing. Anyway, I think they were slightly related.
Slightly unrelated. Like almost everything in this podcast, slightly unrelated.
A to Z, we cover it all.
From A to Z. We didn't say we would go consecutively. We A, some M, we go back to G a little bit.
We got P. We did a lot of P in there today. Parade of Parcels.
I mean, I don't even think we're done with Parade of Parcels. Like, we haven't even talked about the cans and jerseys. Nice. Yeah, I think they're talking about lens integrations in the future, so that might not even be necessary. Although we don't know what the lens integrations will look like. But I am really bullish on that. And I knew that was going to happen from the get-go. Even like when fake gotchis came out, I was like, well, wait, what about lens? We're going to be able to do lens posts in the Gotchiverse.
Those are all individual contracts.
Right.
Every post is its own
just
contract.
How does it look? So, our lens posts only going to be like able to be put up in the lodge. Our lens post, what if we have, this is interesting, what if we have the Gotchiverse version of like an Apple Watch? Where basically all my lens posts are visible to me in my lens feed that lands in the Gotchiverse. And then if I want to share something, maybe it's like, that's where we get into like, what does the Gotchi mailbox look like? And there was kind of some pushback on the Gotchi mailbox this weekend for the DAO conversation. But I think long run...
Who doesn't want a mailbox?
Well, it was basically like, why do we need the mailbox and why are we spending time on this? But I think... for one, we need to be able to communicate with each other. I think that's a great idea. I think being able to send out messages, besides spamming someone on OpenSea, I think being able to send people messages in the Gotchiverse will be awesome. And as I said when we first talked about it, the most bullish thing I think is being able to do quests. Because I think being able to send like quests to two mailboxes, and having them be like randomized or, like you don't
that's
know
interesting.
Who's going to get the quest. Like, I think it opens up all kinds of things in that way. And then, I've talked a lot about the wishing well. Well, maybe we don't need the wishing well if we have the mailbox, because you can just tell, like, you can almost put up a sign that says like, hey, use my free to channel altar, but leave some money in the mailbox if you can, like your mailbox.
Wasn't there talk about
your wishing well?
There we go. That's what I was going to ask. Wasn't there talk about a wishing well?
Right.
Whatever happened to that?
Well, we talked about the wishing well before we had the Goobs fountain. So that made me think later was like, wait, we talked about a wishing well, but then we got the Goobs fountain. Does that like they would almost be similar in design? So does that change the wishing well? Or is there a possibility of adding functionality to the Goobs fountain? I don't know if it's possible to add utility after like that, but
yeah, I think there's still space. There's still opportunity to introduce a new installation. You know what I mean? Like there could be some sort of a hybrid between the fountain and the vortex, or it's parcel based. It's an installation,
right?
Versus Citadel map based.
Well, and also, if we get the mailbox, does it become like, do you need both? Do I need a fountain if I have a mailbox? Because then I'm kind of looking at a fountain as kind of useless because, well, don't throw my mail in a fountain.
Yeah, right. That doesn't make sense. Like, you could make it work, but it doesn't make sense.
Right. Like, so now I've got a place to get my mail and I've got a place to get my Alchemica tips. Like, it should just be one place, maybe. I don't know. So then it almost makes me think, how do we redefine the idea of a mailbox to Web3? Like, what is a mailbox in which you can put your money, but you can also receive bills? Like, and it's safe to do either. It's almost like I don't know, like a safety deposit box, but people usually can't put things in your safety deposit box.
Yeah.
So
like a drop box. Like, it's like a
something
mailbox.
to think about there.
And we're back.
Something to think about there, but I don't know. I forgot why I got into mailboxes and all this crap in the first place, of course. Yeah,
That's okay though.
I love it. Slaps posted his mustache and beard comb, and the first thing I saw was like a lice pick. I was like, "What is this for?" Like, like it looked like one of those lice combs. Yep.
I don't get it.
3D printed lice comb. That
3D
sounds
printed lice
very...
combs, exactly.
There's a new vertical there.
You just got to put a gotchi on it. Boom, they'll sell like hotcakes.
Man. Well, Zombie, it's zombie time, I believe. We might be 5 minutes late for the time of Zombie.
No. Zombie time starts in 55 minutes.
We got all sorts of time.
I put an hour between. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we are actually at 56 minutes of recording, though, so we are getting to our close of hour either way. So let's try to, first of all, have we missed anything? We've talked about decorations. We've talked about parcel party, or as for the contest. That's interesting too. So we're gonna have the contest at the same time as we're having the pumpkins, or how's that gonna work? Or am I confused on a timeline here?
I'm looking at it right now.
And then also at the same time, we're going to be trying to run a parade. Like, how are we going to have a parade and voting on parcel art and fighting on pumpkins all at the same time? I'm just realizing a whole logistics play here. Unless I'm wrong about the art part of it, like, because the last art party was like very intense. Like, you had to be plugged in.
Yeah. All right. So it is definitely confirmed at the Hangout. The pumpkin smashing is the PvE test during the. That will be hosted by our friends at MetaGuild on their Gotchiverse partner parcel. So that is public information. Parade will end at MetaGuild's Gotchiverse partner parcel in District 42, I believe. Where is the date for the prize, the decoration contest?
Oh man, Aavegotchi explores factory DAO. DAO dApps. Oh man, stepping up here. We're getting more DAO tooling. Already working in the D work.
We may want to postpone the parade for another week. That's a really good point because we have parcel voting.
Jesse is kind of pushing us to throw the parade.
So you think so?
This might get intense.
We got a lot going on. Because, I mean, I definitely want to participate in the decoration voting. And I definitely want to participate in the parade. I don't care at all about the PvE. Not even. But that's just me. I'm here to collect stuff and have fun.
You know what? I'm having a feeling that if we run this parade tight enough, we should be able to do both. Because as far as the parcel part of it, the way we did it at the last parcel contest was there was a channel just for the art, and then if you had the right roles, you could go into that and vote. So it was really only the voting part of it that was the most interactive. And if you go through and put your votes in, then you actually don't need to continue like paying attention to that part of it. You can continue parading. So I don't know, man. Let's do it. Let's go the most. So
as long as we've got an hour, that'll work.
we need to put the all call out for observers, man. This is the weekend. Observers need to get in here. Bring your friends. All your, it's going to be easier if they're crypto friends and if they're on Polygon already. But get all your Polygon maxis to come hang out in the Gotchiverse this Saturday. Like, all of your people that won't do Gotchi, that don't know nothing about it, or maybe they're peripherally interested, whatever, get them out there this Saturday. I think this is going to be it. GMI, we're going to have our portal, our bounce gate open. So like, get people to jump in at GMI, and it's going to be like, we can start there, get the parade going. I think observers are going to be like super impressed with what we do on Saturday. And I think if there's any time to really show it off, this is it,
Certainly a good first time.
I mean, I just don't know when the next big time is going to be. And it's Halloween weekend. So like, let's go hard, y'all. Like, I love Halloween. I used to work at a haunted house. So I'm like big Halloween. And speaking of big Halloween, we've been doing Gerline and I have been doing our horror homage drops. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to that on Lens, but we've been doing that. And I've been telling everybody, like, there's only 13 of each one, and there's going to be 6 in total. The series is 6 different animations. There's only going to be 13 of each of the 6 animations. And, you might want to have all of those. If you have a whole collection, it might unlock something like, I don't know, this t-shirt I'm wearing maybe.
Oh?
This t-shirt is from Rest in Pieces.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that's
this
dope.
Is the frame-by-frame animation from Rest in Pieces last week. So anybody who gets all 6 of the animated pieces will get physical mail dropped a t-shirt.
Well then.
That's the alpha I've been holding out on with Zimtimo, is like waiting for a physical to put on so that I could show everybody like, hey, this is what
it's popping too, man. It looks good.
It is pretty cool, man. It's awesome. And I think yeah, go ahead.
It's it's from the actual animation. So I isolated a certain 9 frames from the animation. So technically you could take a photo of each one and it would be like a GIF. So that's how I designed it.
Nice.
There you go. So, and
I love the art style. I really do. I'm digging it. The Zimtimo look, I'm a fan.
Well, it was all hand inked too. It was done on paper and then scanned and then digitized.
Yep.
All of these series are hand drawn.
The only thing digital
animated
is the red. She did it all with black ink on white paper and then added the digital red background.
Very cool. It's a unique approach. I really like it. It's a cool style, for sure.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. So yeah, we're gonna have another one coming out Thursday. I already finished it. I already know what it is. And what's super bullish is that this one is brand newish. No one has ever seen
it. Was made fresh.
Made fresh.
just for Halloween, just for 6 months.
And then number 6, I think I'm gonna release on Halloween.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Maybe I'll release it on the 30th. Maybe I'll do it on the Sunday night late. So it's on. Maybe I'll do it on Halloween at midnight UTC. And that way it's
spooky.
It's Thursday night for me, but it's Halloween in UTC time.
I see. Very, very spooky. What's the C word I'm looking for? Compromise you've made here.
it actually started with Midnight Cuddle Club when we did. Gerline and I used to have a crypto late night talk show called Midnight Cuddle Club, and I was like, "It's
That
Midnight
wasn't
Cuddle
at
Club,"
midnight.
but we never do it at midnight. And I was like, "Wait a second, yeah, we can do it at midnight UTC." And I just figured out what time that was, and we started doing it at midnight UTC. So I was like, "It's midnight." Yeah, it's Midnight Cuddle Club, but. I also intentionally spelled it MDNGT so that, could be a token. Win midnight, Yeah. So, parcel parade, fill out the type form, get your Halloween decorations going on. What else? Observers, everybody get your friends in here.
Event.
This is it. This is the big event. Like, this is the party.
No rentals needed. All you need is Matic and a wallet.
And like you said, it's not the last weekend because we're going to be throwing this parade of parcels every weekend. And I'm thinking it's only going to get bigger and better. Like, I think that this is going to be absolutely like the bomb. Like I said, I think that we're going to start such a big parade that people are going to they're not going to be able to fit into ours and have to start their own parades.
Yep.
I think that
we are the
gonna
catalyst, I think, for these guild channeling events.
Right.
We're going to find out, oh man, there's a bunch of parcels in District 42, and District 42 is going to get that on their radar, and they're going to go, hey, we should have our own thing.
You know what GMI does for the Gotchiverse, and what makes us, as Goob said, the Guild of Guilds, is that we're showing that the Gotchiverse is actually more interesting when you use your imagination.
And cooperate. The more people you get to do the same thing, the more fun everyone has collectively.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, we've been, we played tag. We literally were the first people to play tag in the Gotchiverse. Like, we've been just like, hey, how can we make the Gotchiverse awesome? And I think that at every stage when Pixelcraft is launching more game, more stuff to do, I don't think we're going to be sidelined at GMI. I think we're literally just going to have more things to do. Like, they're going to be like, oh, we got PvP. And we're going to be like, well, we've got a leaderboard and we're running a tournament. And and there's NFT prizes.
And we're just one thing after another. I love it.
Bullish GMI. Bullish on y'all.
Indeed. All right, man. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, man. Bring your friends. Bring your observers. Bring your...
it's going to be a fun time.
Bring your pumpkins. What are we going to
bring your voting pencil
with? Damn it.
I think we're throwing something. I think it's a distance. I don't know. We'll see. It could be everything.
Throwing sass batterflies.
Smash-a-thon. Gotta be lining up pumpkins like Gallagher, smashing them. Put your tarp up.
Yep. Well, I imagine. So, like I said, doing music business hour in 15 minutes. But I imagine that Friday night, also Friday nights, I'm doing another playlist. I didn't even talk about the playlist. Don't worry about it. You'll be there. There's a playlist.
Don't worry about it. I love it. Yeah.
But I imagine
more jams. Going to be a good time.
Friday meeting, we will be discussing this parade with a lot more detail. We'll know what we're doing, hopefully, by that point. And if not, we'll be figuring it out. So be there Friday night at the GMI call to figure it out, and be there in 45 minutes to talk music business. Thanks for being here with us now. I love my friends coming out to hang out. Always awesome. And make sure to get you a Zimtimo if you know how.
That's right. Cool. See you, friends.
Thanks, everybody.